The guilty verdict announced Wednesday was the only one possible in Tsarnaev's case because the defense never contested the charges, says a law expert in Washington.
This was all about setting things up for this second stage, the determination of whether or not he should be given the death penalty.
The state of Massachusetts does not have the death penalty, but in a federal case like this one, execution is possible and even likely.
If there ever was a case in which a group of people would decide that this case is worthy of the death penalty, this would be it. I mean, this was a deliberate assault, an effort to kill as many people as possible, maim as many people as possible, who were totally innocent of anything. And then, when the hunt was on for the bombers, then the notion was they would go to New York and do it again.
If given the death penalty, Tsarnaev can appeal to higher courts, going as high as the U.S. Supreme Court, but Salzburg says there is little hope that any appeal would succeed.
It doesn't seem as though there are any of the usual factors that we see, that he doesn't seem to be making a claim that he's mentally incompetent and can't be executed, or that he was a minor and can't be executed. And so it will be very difficult to overturn a sentence of death if that sentence is in fact imposed.
Tsarnaev's lead defense lawyer, Judy Clark, is one of the country's best criminal attorneys. She has successfully saved from the death penalty several people convicted of horrific crimes, including Unabomber Ted Kaczynski and Olympic Park bomber Eric Rudolph. Clark is expected to plead for Tsarnaev's life because of his young age and the influence of his older brother and co-conspirator. If she is successful, her client will be sentenced to life without parole, which means only a presidential pardon could commute his sentence.
Given the nature of the crimes, he would be highly likely placed in a supermax prison, one of those prisons where you're locked up 23 hours a day by yourself and essentially out by yourself for an hour a day.
Some Americans consider this kind of solitary imprisonment to be cruel and unusual punishment, even for the worst offenders. Many inmates lose their sanity in such prisons. Victims of the Tsarnaev brothers' bombings want justice, even if some are not sure what that would be.
I don't know what justice is. I'm grateful to have him off the street. I'm grateful to show everyone, the world, that it's not tolerated. This is not how we behave.
The sentencing deliberations may take several months or more. The defense may decide to bring Tsarnaev to the stand, and if he can be presented as sufficiently remorseful, it may move the jurors to spare his life. But all 12 of them must agree on that. Zlatica Hoke, VOA News, Washington.